I really do genuinely love the fact that as a woman, I'm allowed to work. That's awesome. Love it. However, when we fought for that right, did we take into account being sleepy?
Of course not. Because y'all think y'all can conquer the world and people don't care. They didn't take into account when they created the propaganda that you were going to be tired. You had a different body cycle, different things within you that were not as a man. They didn't take that into account. Well, they did probably, but they didn't care. And so they'll make things in order to keep you up and change your the way your body functions. And then you'll be mad at the men because of the patriarchy for some reason.
Let's do some girl time here because I have a serious question. How are my girls dating in 2024? Because I am not newly single. It's been almost a year and it's been great. But here are my dilemmas, okay? I don't feel like I leave the house enough for me to just bump into someone at a bar or a club or anything. Like we don't do that anymore in our 30s. And then I also am like social, but I have to come home and recharge my battery. And I work so much that I'm not out like all the time. No guy is going to hit on me at the gym because that's like a no-no, right? And then also I swore I would never do a dating app. I hate dating apps, but I decided I might have to do a dating app because I don't go out enough to not have a dating app. So I tried the dating app and it was terrible. Like I told myself I'd give it 1 month and it was just garbage. So I'm just wondering, like, how are you guys meeting men out here? How are you guys dating out here? How are you finding your husbands out here? Is it through friends? Because my friends are not coming through.
You know, it's funny because women can find a man anywhere, literally anywhere that they want to, right? Oh, well, it's not the good man. It is actually the good man, right? And we know people like nice looking things. They like pretty things. And if you are above average, which it looks like you are, then you're not going to have a problem finding men. Now, your side of the equation is to vet the man and to look over and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for, right? And it's also your job to keep your quote unquote standards in check. So while the man needs to balance being aggressive when he's approaching you, he needs to balance knowing how to have a conversation, knowing how to quote unquote lead the conversation, as you guys say, knowing how to be generous, but not a pushover. There's so many things that a man has to balance when approaching and pursuing a woman. But for some reason, I don't know who told you had to, but you've abandoned your responsibility in this dating scenario. You don't have to do anything but just sit there and go out to eat. You don't have to do any work. That's lazy. So modern women have to stop being lazy when they're dating, and maybe they'll get somewhere. Imagine that concept.
Expect for all of you guys to agree with me in my recent video about how hard it is to date. I was actually hoping for some advice, but apparently all of us are on the same boat.
We know. We could have told you that. It's just going to be, this is what these modern women use. It's just going to be complaining. There's nobody going to be actually offering, well, there's not going to be a lot of people actually offering some sound advice because they're all failing at it. They're all failing and they're all going to continue to fail.
And there's just no men out here to date. And that just like leads me to the question of why. I know I'm picky as hell. Like every one of my friends say how picky I am and how it's just like, it's going to get me nowhere. And I get it. But I also know what I bring to the table. So I'm just like, you got to be picky because I don't want to settle. And
exactly. You're telling us exactly why. And dang, the chat is going to be all over this. The chat is going to be all over this. The comments are going to be all over this. Because they already knew they already knew what you were talking about from the jump. With the way you look, they already knew from the jump she's up to no good. She's up to foolishness. They already knew that. And you're just proving them right. And not only did you say that and not stop, you're still going with it. You're still going. Shut up.
And it's been this long, why would I settle? But what is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single? Doesn't that seem a little strange to everybody that there was so many people that were commenting that they were just single too?
It's always somebody else's responsibility. What is that external locus of control?
And they have been for many years, and it shouldn't be this hard, right? Like, where are the good men? Also, the people in the comment section, men, that are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it like leads into something really rude and just like judgmental.
Because the truth is rude and judgmental. But go ahead.
You're the people we don't want to date.
Truth hurts, and most men who respond without telling her what she wants to hear are the ones that sting the most.
Exactly. And she don't want to admit that. Stay single. It's your choice.
Am I the rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband?
Girl.
I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for 5 years. We have 2 beautiful kids. 5 male. What's that math?
It just, the fact that we were asking this question to the internet means that somebody somewhere along the line is gaslighting this woman into thinking that it's not okay. Is it the husband? Is it the friend? I wouldn't be surprised if it's the friend doing it, because modern women do stuff like this. Oh, well, you just share him. I mean, it's nothing. It's not a big girl. Shut up.
I'm like, how long have they been married? I'm like, wait, how old are these kids? Okay, I got it now. We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 male and 6 female, and have a very strong relationship and are happy together. Recently, my friend, Lisa, 29 female, confided in me that she has developed feelings for my husband.
This is so stupid.
She said,
Juicy.
She said that she finds him attractive and admires our relationship. And she asked if we would consider having an open relationship so she could be with him too. I was shocked and told her no, explaining that my husband and I are committed to each other and that we are not interested in an open relationship. Lisa got upset and accused me of being selfish
What'd your husband say?
and close-minded.
That's crazy.
What the fuck is going on? Are we
great.
taking crazy pills right now?
She argued that modern relationships should be flexible.
Exactly.
That I was denying her happiness. Since then, Lisa has been distant and has been spreading rumors in our friend group,
Bro.
suggesting that I am overly possessive and controlling. This has caused
This is a joke. This is a joke. I know for a fact this has got to be a joke. Well, of course, men everywhere have gone through this with these types of women.
a lot of tension, and some of our mutual friends are now taking sides. My husband is supportive of my decision, but I feel guilty for the drama it has caused. So, am I the rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband?
No. You know what? No, you're not. You're not crazy. She's just gaslighting you. And I know we like to use that term a lot. She's just gaslighting you. That's all it is. She's acting like an idiot. She wants what she wants, and she's not going to settle for anything less. She wants to break up a marriage. She thinks by her coming to you and doing it face to face, because that's what I would want. I would want a man to come up to me, and I would respect him more if he would come up to me and just tell me he wants to sleep with me. That's the kind of mindset she's bringing to you. But when you were like, no, that's crazy. What are you thinking? It snaps her back into reality. Most of these modern women, especially like this, live in delusion. And so when you say, no, that's a dumb idea. Where'd you get that from? Like, what have you been smoking? Wait a minute. You're being selfish. You're being controlling, being possessive over my husband. Yes, stupid. Yes, I am being possessive over my husband, my family, my kids. This is what men should be doing. And most men be doing that. But because you act like a fool and act stupid, then you think it's controlling. I'm controlling my environment. And by me controlling my environment, I keep my family safe. I'm keeping my family safe. Ma'am, please stay away from my family. Please stay away from my kids. Anybody associated with me, please stay away. I will get a restraining order. You're crazy.
Do you have an update? After reading some of your comments, I decided to bring the group out for coffee and told them all about what Lisa said and the real story.
Listen, if you've got to bring your group out to coffee and tell them what happened. They're not your friends. If they were on Lisa's side, they're not your friends. I'm sure you've gotten text messages about it. It's like, no, she tried to she tried to take my husband. And they say anything other than what an idiot, what a loser. Yeah, that's weird. They're not your friends.
Also showed them the Reddit post. After showing them, there were 2 girls that were still on Lisa's side.
Cool. Get him out of there.
So I took some advice from the comments and said, quote, let Lisa f your husband, then you can be on her side. After that, everyone was on my side, thankfully.
Also, don't be friends with those girls anymore.
No.
Exactly.
Still.
Let's not.
You have the post, you have what Lisa said, and you're still going to be like, yeah, that's fine. Lisa should be able to f your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that she had to pull that out and say, okay, well, why don't you let her do it to your husband? No, I can see what you're saying. Are you?
It's fine. Lisa wasn't happy at all, and she started ranting about how it, quote, wasn't fair. She, quote, just wanted to experiment something new, and it wasn't even that bad of a request. You're making it such a big deal. Which,
I get it. That part of it I do get. There are a lot of married people out there, whether they want to admit it or not, that want to experience something new. There are a lot of married people, whether they want to admit it or not, that think about this type of stuff, and they think about it a lot. She was one of the ones that came out and said, I would like to do this to your husband. And so what she's actually attacking this lady on is the fact that you shamed me for thinking this way. And you do need to be shamed, right? But in modern women, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. I think everybody understands. In a modern woman's mind, she thinks, well, I'm just being emotionally vulnerable. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I came to you as a friend. I didn't go and mess with your husband behind your back. I said, if it would be all right with you. And I know it sounds stupid. It is stupid. I get it. But what she's saying is, I came to you in front of your face. I came to you woman to woman and said, I'm attracted to your husband. I set you down. And I said, I'm attracted to your husband. Can we work something out? I want to experience your husband. I'm bored in my current relationship. Can you help me out? Right? And then you said, no, where'd you even get that from? And so my feelings are, I feel icky because not only did you not let me down easy, you crushed me, and I don't like feeling crushed. Now the woman was right to crush you, but you just didn't like it. So basically what she's wanting a woman to do is coddle her. And then when she went out with all of the other women and said, hey, she's being selfish, or Lisa said she's being selfish, she was looking for more of that validation. Like, well, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, he's attractive too. I don't see what the problem is. The way she told it, I'm telling you right now, ma'am, get away from those friends. For those friends to give Lisa an audience and agree. I can see your boy coming up to you and saying, hey man, like, I like your wife, and then getting crushed. Now I'm sure as dudes we'd be like, no, that's weird. Get away from me. But it seems like with these modern women, it's different. So they would at least say, oh, well, let me hear out what's going on. Let me hear out what's being said. So in that context, I get it. It's still stupid. Let me make that clear. It's still stupid. Even if y'all said, okay, well, maybe we missed something. Go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and give me what you got. And then you still come out with the same stupid story. You're an idiot. It should have shut down. Lisa, we love you, girl. But, and we heard what was said, but we wanted to give you a chance to maybe clear up in case we heard it wrong or misunderstood it. And we gave you that shot. And then, yeah, it was exactly like what they said it was. You went out there and said something stupid. That's that woman's husband. She has kids with that man. They're both committed. Why would you say something dumb like that? But two were actually on her side. And then had to be put in the scenario for them to be like, yeah, no, I wouldn't want that. Girl.
You're making it such a big deal, which I didn't get. Me and the rest of the group have officially cut contact with Lisa.
Exactly.
Just hoping she doesn't try to reach out. We'll update if something happens. Also, just clarifying that Lisa also asked my husband for an open marriage. He also rejected it, saying that, quote, even if I was, I would never want to go out with you.
Dang. Yeah, she's crushed on all sides, on all fronts. She's still living in a world of lust and delusion to where she thinks I'm going to come on to him. And we know how men are. They can't control themselves. So maybe we can do this on the side. We can't. I love my wife. I heard what you said about her. She came and talked to me about it. You're an idiot.
I genuinely don't give a flying f anyone else has to say. I will fight for my relationship until my dying breath. I will fight until there's no fight left to give. And it doesn't mean I'm weak, and it doesn't mean that I've lost respect for myself. It shows that I give a lot of alright. I care about that person. It shows that I have emotion and courage, and I will fight for something if I believe in fighting for it. Too many people nowadays just give up, and I am not giving up. People think that it makes you look weak. I would rather be perceived weak, knowing that I tried everything I could in my power to save the relationship instead of thinking, what if? If you're in your 20s and you're in a relationship, you do have to remember, we are still so young. We're still so young. We're still kids, basically. We're still learning how to communicate properly. We're still learning how to actually love someone properly and in the right way and healthy way. I would rather go through hell and back. I would rather go through the worst patches of rough that you could ever think of with one person than I would starting with someone new. That is the problem with this generation. We give up so easily. Why? Why? We shouldn't. If you love someone, why aren't you fighting for him? It doesn't make you look bad. If you feel strong enough for fighting for someone, do it. Do it, because
You know, it's funny because modern women say that they want a simp. They want a man to put them up on a pedestal. But then when the world or people say, well, why don't you simp for your man? Why don't you simp for your husband? Oh, I'm not that type of woman. I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man. I want him. And, you know, I'm not going to be caught dead doing that. Oh, so you're not going to cater to your man. You're not going to simp for your man, but you want a man to simp for you. Interesting.
It is appalling to think about how a woman spends a man's $300 to $400 in child support every month on things like clothes for her kids, shoes for her kids, a winter coat, a haircut, birthday parties, camp, activities, the dentist and the doctor and medicine, rent,
If that's what you was actually using it
utilities,
for.
gasoline for the car, and then she takes the huge surplus that's left over and she goes to the mall and she gets herself a bunch of outfits. She gets her hair done, her makeup done, her nails done, and it's all on the man's dime.
I love how so many women love to make videos like this and try to make these men look terrible for wondering where their child support money goes to, but what they really do is out themselves for the types of men that they marry and that they put themselves around. Because why is it that you're so worried about child support? Why is it that you're not financially stable enough to be able to fund these children's lives with or without child support? In my opinion, the children should automatically go to whichever parent is more financially stable. But not only that, is y'all don't even think about the people that have 50-50. So 1 week they're at mom's, 1 week they're at dad's. Both houses are paying for food, groceries, medicine, and all of the things that you listed. But then you also listed rent and utilities. With or without children, you'd be paying rent and utilities. So it's not his responsibility to fund your lifestyle.
Exactly.
But what really stands out to me is y'all always want to come at the men, but you never want to acknowledge that there's actually women out here that refuse to get a job, that want the ex-husband or the ex or the baby daddy to pay their way. They make a minimum wage job, if that, while their parents fund their lifestyle, while getting on the internet about how their baby daddy is a deadbeat, even though she's getting $500, $800 a month from him, which actually covers her rent because she's renting from her parents and doesn't have an actual mortgage or
Renting and That's free money. That's $800 free money. Free money. Then I got my little side job. That's $800 free money.
She doesn't have a car and she doesn't have all of these things, or she's even posting content online and then hiding those funds when it comes to mediation.
Don't have a babysitter either because they leaving it with their mama and their daddy. So I don't even have to pay a babysitter because I'm just gonna leave them with my parents and be out all times of the day and night popping bottles.
But y'all never want to talk about those types of women. You want to just drag the men, and then when these men ask for proof as to where the child support is going, y'all don't want to because y'all know damn well that it's not going to the kids all of the time. Okay, bye.
Exactly. And they get mad about that. Getting called out, getting brought back to reality, and upset about it.